Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I got a game of Kill Confirmed on the map Mission for you. And I'm actually using quite an unusual setup. It's not something that I would generally tend to run, but it's a setup that I've actually found that I've had quite a bit of success with. And the first thing you're going to see is I'm using the G36C, which is a gun I really haven't used that much, but only recently I started using it again, and I've really come to love it for two reasons. One, I feel I can be really precise with this gun, and I mean, I can understand why a lot of people wouldn't like it. You know, I mean, it's got quite an unpredictable kick to it. I mean, sometimes this thing can be like a death laser, other times it can kick like a mule. But when it does kick like a mule, it generally only tends to kick upwards. So I mean, if you pull down on the stick, I should say, you can kind of compensate for the recoil that way. And I mean, it isn't too big of a deal. It'd be worse if it was like side to side kick, because I mean that's really hard to compensate because you could go either right or left or whatnot. But I mean, with this thing, you know, it's pretty much gonna kick straight up. And if you kind of burst fire it a good bit, you can be quite accurate with this thing. And you know, I'm talking about this thing while I have like the CM901. I should probably try that gun out as well, see if I end up liking it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'll see if I can get a gameplay with that. I mean, you know, be a bit of a challenge, I suppose. But yeah, this is the other thing that you're going to notice is I'm actually using Recon, and it's a very, very underrated perk in my opinion. I know most people, when it comes to the blue tier, I know most people generally tend to stick with the old favourites, you know, Sleight of Hand and Scavenger, because I mean they are by far two of the most useful perks in the game, because no one ever wants to run out of ammo, and being able to reload quickly is really important. But you know, I feel I don't really need it with this gun. I mean, it has a fairly slow rate of fire, so you don't burn through your ammo that quickly, and and when I do, I can just always pick up another gun on the ground. That is one thing I've noticed though in this game for some reason. If you go over to a guy's body, often his gun won't be there. You know, sometimes you'll be running around for a gun and you can't find one, and obviously that's annoying. But generally speaking, I like to just pick up weapons as I find them and then keep running, so that when I do eventually run dry, that I don't have to run around like a headless chicken looking for something. But yeah. I'm using Recon because if you stun check, which, you know, for those of you who don't know, is a technique where basically you throw stun grenades into a room or an area that you're about to enter into, and if you see that you get a hit marker, you know there's a guy there. You also know that he's going to be stunned or flashed, which means that you're pretty much guaranteed to win that gunfight. So it's a really effective technique, but with Recon, explosive damage will paint enemies on the radar for like 12 seconds, and so, you know, if you throw a stun grenade in there and you get a hit marker, that guy is going to show up as a red triangle for like 12 seconds or something like that. And with that's really useful. And I really want Recon Pro as well, because Recon Pro, what that does is your bullet damage will paint targets on the minimap, except they won't be a red triangle, they'll just be a red circle. But it's still really useful, because I mean, think about it. How many times have you like seen a guy just like glimpse him as he's running from like cover to cover, and you've got a couple hits into him, and you don't know whether or not you should chase him around the corner or not, if he's waiting for you there or something like that, or you're not sure if anyone will be able to take him out or not. With this, I mean, he's going to be on the radar, you're going to see where he is, at least your teammates are going to see where he is, and odds are he's probably going to, you know, either you or teammates probably going to be able to pick him off pretty quickly as he's lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Yeah, and I was like, this whole time I've actually been going for Recon Pro, but it's actually quite difficult to get. And it was funny when I was looking through the challenges for this, because I just really wanted to get Recon Pro so badly because it looks so useful. But I was looking for it, and like the first challenge was like paint 15 enemies with Recon. I'm like, oh, okay, that's grand. Then it's like paint 30 enemies. Okay, that's only another 15 more. Then paint 60. Okay, that's only it's another 30 more. That took me a good few games. And then I look at it, it's like get 120. I'm like, oh god. I think as it is right now, I'm only on like 80, and you'd think you'd get a lot more, but I only generally tend to get maybe 2-3 paints a game, just because, I mean, you only ever get like, what was it, 2 stun grenades and a grenade every time you know, for every life, and there's no way you can replenish it. I mean, even if you were to run like specialist and scavenger, you know, it doesn't. You can't replenish your stun grenades like that, unfortunately. I've tried, it doesn't work, which really is a shame, but I really am rambling here. But yeah, so I mean, and most of the time I feel that you don't generally tend to get a lot of paints, I don't generally tend to get a lot of hit markers. But yeah, so it does take a while to get Recon Pro, but hopefully once I get it, it'll be really useful. Because I really want that perk. But man, I've rambled on about that for way too long, I feel. And yeah, this has actually been my first gameplay commentary in about a week or so, or maybe even more, because I don't know, pretty much all this week I've been uploading different shit to my channel. As you can see, I uploaded those first 3 episodes of Pokemon Leaf Green, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. I don't know really why I decided to get into that, but I just really felt like playing Pokemon, and I've worked all the kinks out of it now. I've also made a new border for the new episodes. I have episodes 4 and 5 recorded on my laptop, and all I have to do is just edit them together, and they're pretty much ready to go. And I'll probably go ahead, record a couple more episodes now after I do this commentary. If I get bored, and that's a great thing about Pokemon. So you can just play it just to relax. So, it's a much more relaxing game to play than something like, say, Call of Duty, where everything's just so hectic and it's a lot of stress, and obviously when you do badly, you feel like shit, and you get angry at the game and everything. That generally doesn't tend to happen with Pokemon. Pokemon is so much more easygoing, and I'm really enjoying doing that. So hopefully you guys enjoy the Pokemon series. The other thing you may have seen was that I posted up a one-clip edit, and to be honest, the only reason I did that was just because I was bored. I'm not gonna lie. What was it? I downloaded an editing pack just because I kind of wanted to get into editing, and I've always had an interest in editing, but I never really pursued it just because I want my focus when it comes to YouTube to be on mostly gameplay commentaries, because that's what I have the most fun with. But I mean, if I were to maybe like go be an editor for a clan or something like that, you'd have to put a lot of commitment into it, because I mean, you'd pretty much always be working on something. And I do also want to maintain a social life and do other stuff aside from this. I don't want YouTube to become my whole life, so I don't think I'd have the commitment for it, to be honest. But I don't mind like editing the odd thing, because it is a lot of work. It's also a lot of fun, and it's pretty cool to see how you've turned I killed myself with a grenade here. I've just felt my kill death was too good, so I had to bring myself down a peg, just because this gameplay would be too awesome if it didn't have that extra death. No, not really. It was a terrible grenade placement, and I thought I was far enough away from it not to kill me, but apparently I was wrong. But yeah, back to what I was saying. It's really cool, after you've edited a clip, because you really kind of personalize it, and if no two editors will ever edit the same clip the exact same way, because it all comes down to preference, and people have different styles and different abilities and editing software and whatnot. So I mean, when you do it, it really becomes something personal, because and it's really cool to see that you've made it your own, and I really do like that. But I don't know, I wouldn't mind doing a few projects on the side or something like that. I've no objection to putting in the hard work. It's just that I don't think I'd be able to put in the commitment like the whole time and become, I don't really want to say professional, because I don't think I'd get paid or anything, but like a full-time editor, I suppose. But I do have fun editing, so I don't mind doing like a few projects or something every now and again. That'll be pretty cool. This guy, I'd say he was well pissed off. He just about to call on his assault drone, and I just come around in the corner and pop him off just before he can call it in. I'd say he was so pissed off. But yeah, anyway, that was a gameplay. I will admit, quite a good kill death, I feel. Was kind of campy, but the same day actually as this, I managed to get a Russian gameplay with the P90, so hopefully you'll see that. That'll be the next episode, well, not the next episode, next commentary, I suppose. And yeah, hopefully that'll counter out the campiness of this game. But anyway, it's been FrOzenSwipe. Hope you've enjoyed, and thanks for watching.